very well regarded because the airline is still quite young, but has built up a lot of experience. We just want to have a look at their website. But I think she said that they're now basically taking submissions twice a year. Yeah, but that would make you thinking about a pamphlet. That might make more sense when you've built up enough work and then get some things into magazines for a low profile. So that matters. You can look at the look at the site and see where you've been published. They can vary between 24 and 32 pages. I mean, sometimes they'll say that page doesn't
Thank you very much.
probably up to 35. Some of them can start halfway down.
Could be the recording destination is not right. Yeah, no, sorry, I know that. There's a button extra. So let's have a look at something in the menu. The recording is set up. Where is it?
No, that's not cool. That's the poetry cafes or poetry days.
about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, the performance is about to begin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hitleria Pizzeria, an absurdist comedy set in Serbia. And now, before we begin, some house information for you. We will be reading the scripts. Unfortunately, time is money, money is time, but there will be acting, and there will be action, don't worry. There will also be an interval, though a short one of only 5 minutes, time enough for a quick break. There will be, unfortunately, 2 deaths, and you, the audience, will be blamed. We are live streaming this, ladies and gentlemen, to the Serbian diaspora of the UK and hopefully beyond. And this is a live audience, by the way. Obviously, I had prompted them for that. It would have been bigger otherwise. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please settle back now as we present to you Hitleria Pizzeria. And we enter Emil's Pizzeria, where, to nobody's knowledge, no pizzas have ever been served.
Good morning. I see the weather is changing again. Oh, wait a minute, and it will turn again. Oh.
The weather! As if we didn't have enough of our plates already. Did you see?
Yes.
Did you say anything?
No.
Do you think we should?
No.
Did you hear about Michael?
No.
Dead.
Dead?
Mm-hmm. Killed by his dog.
Petra?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Seemed always such a nice dog. Well, are you going to tell me what happened?
Oh, sure. So, Michael, he was walking down by the bridge, by the river, but on the wrong side. Mm-hmm. A group of youths saw him. They began to throw stones at him. One hit him in the nose. Blood everywhere. So, from out of his pocket, he pulls a grenade.
A grenade?
Uh-huh.
He pulled out a grenade? So he
Yeah.
wasn't joking about that.
Apparently not.
I just assumed he was joking.
Yes, you and me both. Shall I go on? So, he pulls out the pin. He lobs it towards the youths. Petra, quick as a flash, jumps up, catches the grenade. Tongue a wag, he jumps right back to Michael. Boom! No Petra. Boom! No Michael.
He trained that dog so well.
Well, too well, some might say. What?
Do you have to?
Too sweet. Oh, did you hear the protest last night?
No.
No? Really? Well, it's quite something.
What was?
Don't you ever say morning before launching in?
Morning. Oh, you were saying.
What? Oh, last night's protest.
Ah,
Alexander said he didn't hear it.
he has selective hearing. Do you not, Alexander?
Ah, like the party, eh? Oh, the protest, though, eh? A nice touch. A witty rebuttal, do you not think?
What was so witty about it? The people turning their radios into the streets.
I thought you said you didn't hear it.
I was hoping you would shut up about it. Now I see that was a hopeless illusion.
So what happened?
Ah, the citizens, right? Tired of listening to the party's lies, took their radios, placed them on the windowsill, facing into the street.
Doesn't seem much of a revolution in the face of daily starvation, murder, and civil war.
Yeah, it was symbolic. Yeah, the state speaking to itself. Its pointless words being played back to themselves.
God save us from symbolism.
Yeah, maybe
Pointless.
not. No. In the end, they turned the radio off. So that there was just this static hiss. Like a burning fuse, yeah? It's quite surreal. Everyone just stood in the street and listened. Some even applauded. And then they decided to drive us all mad by playing the national anthem again and again and again.
That was it?
Well, yes.
I bet they are pissing themselves in the party headquarters, being attacked by art school pranks. What next? Are they going to mind them into submission?
Oh, have you heard this one? Comrade Khrushchev visited a pig farm and was photographed there. In the newspaper opera, discussion is underway. What should we caption the picture? Comrade Khrushchev amongst pigs. Comrade Khrushchev and pigs. Pigs around Comrade Khrushchev. All are rejected. Finally, the editor makes the decision. The caption reads, third from left, Comrade Khrushchev.
I went to that new theatre last night. The one they built in the burnt-out bus depot.
Any good?
Well, everything was allegorical. Is that the right word? Anyway, you know what I mean. Nobody actually said anything. Everything was implied.
I'm not sure what I do. What did they do exactly?
What? Hanging above the audience was a seesaw. At one end sat a man. In front of him, a galvanized bucket filled with potatoes.
Potatoes?
Yes. On the other end was another man, and in front of him, galvanized bucket full of water. On stage, a soldier, a rifle slung over his shoulder, leans up against the wall, smoking a cigarette. He seems indifferent to the two men on the seesaw. Anyway, the man with the potatoes starts to peel one. The peel falling down on the audience below, like a kind of strange confetti. Once he has finished peeling the potatoes, he lobs it to the man on the other end of the seesaw, who catches it and places it in the water, which now overspills and dribbles down onto the audience below. There was much laughter at this, as you can imagine.
I can.
Well, they continue to do this for quite a long time, and it's obvious to everyone that slowly but surely the man with the bucket of water at his end is getting lower and lower, and that at some point he will simply slide off and into the audience below.
Presumably spilling the water and the potatoes.
Oh, exactly.
At which point one would imagine the man on the other end will now also come crashing down in the audience below as well.
Or one would imagine. However, it's at this point that the man catching the potatoes speaks up. Excuse me, he says. Can you stop peeling potatoes and throwing them at me? Why, a fair request in the circumstances. The other man pauses in his peeling. If I do, he says, and now he looks below at the guard on the stage, who has now picked up his rifle. If I do stop, he says, then he will shoot me. They both look at the guard on the stage, who has now put out his cigarette and is looking up at the potato peeler. Ah, says the other man. I see. And then they continue. The guard settles back down. But can I suggest, says the man with the water bucket, that you at least save the peel and put it back into the bucket. The potato peeler looks at him questioningly. Why, he says. Oh, because, says the man with the bucket of water at his end, it would at least slow down the inevitable process. But after a while, the potato peeler says, why don't you just not catch the potatoes? What? Says the other man, and waste a good potato? He had a point about the potatoes.
But in the end, the outcome would have been the same.
I dream about potatoes. Hot, steaming, filled with butter.
No. Blitva.
Oh,
Potatoes. Greens. Olive oil and garlic. It's simple.
Restani crumpino. Potatoes, lard, onions, and a pinch of salt. What was that?
my stomach.
God, I thought the tanks were rolling back into town again. When do you think Emir will fire up the ovens again?
When? If ever, you mean? Have any of you said anything about
Oh, you mean the
Yeah. What else?
It's quite a statement, don't you think?
Even more disturbing with you mentioning ovens.
Yes.
I was just saying.
Shouldn't one of us say something?
Oh, it's best not to, you know? I mean, there are so few places left you can sit and drink a coffee in peace. I mean, it's a little bit odd, but...
Look, he is hardly unaware of what he is doing, is he? I mean, you don't just accidentally recreate that look without either an enormous amount of irony or some deeply and profoundly disturbing ideological ideas. Either way, I want to drink my coffee in relative peace, and I am happy to leave this stone. I suggest we say nothing.
Well, you're not usually lost for words, Alex. Hey, a woman walks into a food store. Do you have any meat? No, we don't. Well, what about milk? We only deal with meat. Across the road there is a store where they have no milk.
We have heard all your jokes, Burko.
Emil! Alex would like you to turn the music off, please.
They shot at me.
No, you came in the wrong way.
You should never come in that way. Any fool knows that.
But yesterday...
Yesterday? What are you saying? Are you mad? Yesterday. Don't give me your yesterday.
Damir, give the girl a break. Emil, coffee for the girl.
Do you have a Coke?
No.
Could I have another coffee? I should go back out there. I mean, I can't sit here all day. I mean, without me. I have to go. My comrades need me. I should go.
Do what you want, but do it quietly.
Whose side are you on?
He is on his side, he is on his side, and I'm on my side. I've no idea what side he's on. And frankly, I don't wish to know.
You must be on one side or the other. Everything for everyone and nothing for ourselves.
Not my circus. Not my monkeys.
What?
I said, not my circus, not my monkeys.
What does that mean?
It means who gives a fuck?
But you must be on one side or the other.
Why?
When the time comes, how will you know who to fight against?
Well, we generally find that in the end, someone will eventually tell us what side we're on. Best to wait till then, Except if you're Alex, of course. He always knew what side he was on, eh? The party. Always the party.
Well, you are a party man.
Was, and not this one, or the one before that, the other one, before your time, I think.
But still, you are a party man. But that is good.
Is it?
Well, yes, of course. And you?
But don't look at me. I don't get involved.
You can't choose whether to be involved or not. This is all around you.
Really? Watch me.
You should be on our side.
Are you winning?
That's a very cynical view. It's not about winning, is it? It's about the moral imperative.
Moral imperative!
Nice, yeah.
When I was a young man, I was inquisitive for words, for ideas. I would walk the streets at night looking for late night bars, drinking dens, anywhere where people gathered and talked. One night, down by the harbor, I fell into a late night drinking den, full of poets and painters and pimps and prostitutes, sailors, drunks, the drowned and the drowning. I found myself talking to a young man of my own age, full of passion and fervor. We talked, we drank, we smoked. He drank more than I did. I smoked more than he did. He spoke of revolution, of overturning the old order and of the new order. Already, it felt dangerous to speak as he did. It was dangerous to be even in a place like that. That was part of the excitement. But I always felt as if I were on the outside, looking in. Suddenly, the place was full of noise, shouting, lights, dogs, barking, boots, hands, grabbing, pushing. A raid, the first of many. Myself and the young revolutionary were amongst many taken. The cells were full of wide-eyed men and some women. Blood, dust, and the smell of piss and fear filled the air. One by one, they questioned us. I told them everything the other man had said. I pleaded for my life. And in the end, I made a bargain. I would attend meetings, infiltrate, become a spy for dissent. And for the next few months, I roamed the streets searching for those same sort of bars and hovels. Now, with the intent of betrayal. And I did betray. It couldn't last, of course. Too many arrests, too many times my face became known, I was no use. But then I showed them how I could be of more use, how I could twist my words around my finger, how I could make defeats into victories, how I could shine the party turd and speak and make it gleam like gold. And I was good. I was good. I became their wordsmith. I turned the very thing that I had sought after as a young man, words, into the very thing that slowly choked me and my life. Oh, I lived well. I rose up through the ranks, always protected, always called upon late at night to turn some catastrophe around with my words. Now they are all gone, my protectors, lined up and shot or turned traitor or taken by the other side, any other side. Now my words no longer protect me. They haunt me and they point to me. There he is, Alexander, the man who turned love into a hangman's noose, the man who betrayed the young man for his own safety and pushed poets and writers into the hands of men who couldn't give a shit for art, for words, for love.
Not a day without struggle, not an hour without revolution, not a second without the people.
Oh my God, now she's speaking in slogans.
A judge walks out of the courtroom, laughing loudly, A colleague asked, "What is it you're laughing about?" "I just heard the most excellent anecdote," it just says, sweeping away tears of laughter. "An anecdote? Tell me, are you crazy? I just sentenced a man 10 years for that anecdote."
Borko, shut up. Of course.
We all see what you do. This young woman is a metaphor, a blatant symbol of our impotence. I blame the writer. Such a clumsy, obvious metaphor. It can't have fooled anyone. It's almost as if he doesn't care about us or you. "Here," he says, "eat this shit." Shit is what I have eaten my entire life. Shit from my bosses, shit from my wife, shit from my kids, and now shit from this writer. We all know she is going to die. She will walk out of here and she will be shot. Well, even she knows it. In a few moments, she will walk out of here and turn right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang! She will be shot.
It's true. I will be shot by a sniper. Not killed outright, just wounded enough to paralyze me to a slow death.
See, there is no mystery to life. Oh, you may think so. You may look back at the paths you should have taken, the girl you should have married, the man you should have punched, the many times, small, huge, obvious, faded times your paths split. But guess what? It would make no difference at all. Not one jot. This young woman will still die out there on the cobbled street, the blood pouring from her neck. You will still end up dying, regretting the paths you think you should have taken. But really, be honest. How different would you really be? The misanthrope would still be misanthropic. The murderer would still find a way to murder. The adulterer would still have an affair.
A man came home, found his wife in bed with a stranger. Furious, the man shouted, "You good for nothing! Look at what you're spending your time for. Well, at the corner store they're selling eggs, and they only have 3 boxes left."
Borko, enough already.
Yeah?
It's fine.
3 boxes left.
I could turn left, go back the way I came.
Have you not been listening? It doesn't matter which way you turn. You will still turn right. You will still die.
It's not fair. I'm so much younger than all of you. I shouldn't have to die.
Oh, you thinking one of us should trade places, huh? A young woman's life for an old one? Yes. Logically, it makes sense. After all, what have we to offer the glorious revolution? Well, whichever one this is.
I've run out the fingers to count them all on. I have no idea who anyone is anymore. They're words, they all sound the same.
Well, we all know who to blame for that.
Not my words anymore, though I have noted mine paraphrased many times over.
Would you trade places? To right the wrong of long ago?
Would you?
I hardly know which wrongs I would be making a sacrifice for. The betrayal of my country on numerous times, the betrayal of friends too many times, or the betrayal of my ideals.
You had ideals.
Well, before your time.
And do you think she cares? Which one you would choose, huh? God, listen to yourselves. Pitying over life's wasted moments, yet still clinging to what? To this? Let me tell you, I would not trade my life for yours, even now, even with death at my heels. Why? Because I despise you. I despise you, you and all your revolutionary fervour and blind faith in idealism. I have spent my entire life working and grafting and sweating, and every time I got near to completing life's work, young idiots like yourself, hot-blooded and full of passion and revolution, would come along and burn it down. Force me to take sides. Well, go! Go get shot for your ideals and your better future. Oh, I have seen the future. I have seen it a dozen times, and you know what? It's always been a better future for those at the top. For the likes of me, it's been shit. So go, be a martyr, go. But don't do what I had to do to feed my children, huh? Keep my head above water. And work every day. And work every day. The Chinese, they have a saying, well, it is more of a threat. And may you live in interesting times. May you live in interesting times. I've had my fill of interesting times. I should have been an arms supplier. I would have made some money. Or perhaps a flag maker. Oh.
Okay. So I should stay here then, should I? Lock myself away in this coffee bar until all my ideas are as faded as yours? Till dust in my coffee seems normal? I die for a better future, despite what you say, despite your apathy, your self-pity, your regrets. I fight and die for the people.
And who do you think the people are? Is he the people? Is he the people? Are we the people? And what about them? Are they the people? Let's ask them, shall we?
You can't do that.
Why not?
Because it's not in the script.
Fuck the script. And fuck the writer. He should have seen this coming.
So, the people. Here is your choice. This young woman can, as we expect, walk out of here and be shot. Or she can stay and grow old and become as meaningless as we are.
You can't do this. They have no context.
Context? Who does, do you?
Well, I can see my part in the struggle. That's
Slogans and empty phrases. You no more understand the context than they or I do.
Besides, one person's context is another person's excuse or dilemma. Either way, it's a movable feast. Nobody understands anybody else's context. Believe me.
Why should I listen to any of you? Husks. That's what you all are. Husks. If I die, 100 more like me will rise up, taking my place, because they could see that I was willing to make the ultimate sacrifice. Better to die on your feet than to live on your knees.
Ooh, with my knees, you might be right.
Wintergreen, I swear by it.
I have rheumatoid arthritis. I don't think wintergreen will cut the mustard.
Unbelievable! I'm talking about the life and death struggle of our country here. And you're talking about your niece.
Believe me, if you had my niece.
Besides, you are deluded.
I'm deluded. If I stay here, then I become what? Dead. Dead inside. All my ambitions, my dreams, my desires betrayed for one last breath, for one last meal, one last night of passion. I would rather die here and now than die like you.
If you'd rather die in a hail of bullets than in the embrace of a lover, then I'm not sure you have much left to live for.
She's probably a virgin. All these revolutionary types they are, you know.
A sweeping comment.
For God's sake, there is more to life than sex. This is the greatest moment of our lives. This is greater than any man or woman.
She's a virgin. Ivanov applied to the Communist Party. The party committee conducts an interview. Comrade Ivanov, do you smoke? Yes, a little. Do you know that Comrade Lenin did not smoke and advised other communists not to smoke? Well, if Lenin advised it, then I shall cease smoking. Do you drink? Yes, a little. Comrade Lenin strongly condemned drunkenness. Then I shall cease drinking. Comrade Ivanov, what about women? Well, a little. Do you know that Comrade Lenin strongly condemned amoral behavior? Well, if Comrade condemned it, then I shall not make love to them any longer. Comrade Ivanov, will you be ready to sacrifice your life for the party? Of course. Who would need such a life?
It appears we have a moral dilemma on our hands. Save this young woman's life and kill her ideals, her truth, her beauty, or let her go to a violent, bloody, and heroic death. Clearly, the writer has failed her. So, it's up to us to resolve the ending. So, this is your choice. Here we have a young woman, her whole life before her. Do we keep her here, let her live out her years in the knowledge that she betrayed her ideals, or do we give her up to her heroic sacrifice? And if you vote for her life, are you in fact taking her life in slower measures? If you vote for her sacrifice, can you live with the moral guilt of her death?
I really don't think we should be doing this. The script clearly states.
So isn't this the script? I mean, didn't the writer write this?
I'm writing this. It's all in here.
Okay, well, that's good enough for me. You?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Well, what was the point of learning all this, I ask you? I have better things to do.
You
didn't learn it.
Ah. Right, well, I'm professional.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the choice is yours. Save this young woman's life or sacrifice her to her noble cause. All those in favor of saving the young woman's life.
We should find out first how they feel.
Well,
what's that? How do you feel? Should we save her life? Unsure. Madam, should we save her life or should we send her out too? Save her.
Save her.
Oh, yeah.
What would you like to do up there? Would you like to save her life or send her out? Send her out. Ah, okay. Hands up, all those, send her out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Okay,
5.
4. Yeah, 5.
5. Okay. And all those for saving her life and letting her rot like us.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, well. I'm sorry, young lady, but it seems we have...
Relative one.
They have no heart for the fight. They wish you to be like themselves, like us, saved, free, slowly dying. You're saved.
Fuck you! Fuck all of you! This is my destiny, not yours, you cowards! Oh, here, listen. This is what the writer says in the original script. The young revolutionary makes an impassioned plea for justice, for freedom, and for a better future for all. She makes an heroic figure. She takes up her rifle and walks towards the door. She opens the door and turns back to the audience and says, "I am proud to die this day." She walks out. The others watch her go. A single shot rings out. The soldier falls unseen off stage. The old men weep. The lights fade to blackout.
Dear God, is that what it says? It's trite, predictable. I really had forgotten how bad it was. Give me that. Give me that. Come here. Okay. Just there. Trembling drops. Again, pleadingly around. Oh, not there. Now, read that.
The young revolutionary takes up her rifle. Her hand is trembling, and she drops the gun. She looks pleadingly around, but the others look away. She walks to the door and says, "I die today. Look not for me anymore." The young revolutionary walks out. A single shot rings. The audience are moved to tears. Blackout. That's even more sentimental.
Death is sentimental.
A frightened man came running into the State Police Bureau. He runs up to the reception desk. My talking parrot disappeared, he said. The officer looks at him. This is not the case for us. I'll go to the criminal police. Oh, excuse me, I know that. I will go to them next. But I'm just here to tell you officially that I disagree with everything that parrot says.
Ladies and gentlemen, the performance will start in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the performance will start in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the performance will start in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the performance will start in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the performance is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, the performance is about to begin.
morning. Oh, the whole air is full of dust. The city has become a building site. As soon as they put them up, they are tearing them down again. Soon you will be the only ones left standing, Emil. Did you hear what I was talking about? I was saying about the dust in the air.
What?
The dust in the air. The city is full of dust again.
What?
What is that?
That? That is a double latte with hazelnut syrup and cream.
Hazelnut syrup.
Hazelnut syrup. You should try it.
Do I look like a 12-year-old? If I wanted an ice cream, I'd go to an ice cream parlor. That, my friend, is not a drink. That is diabetes in a glass.
What is?
You do know it's rude to listen in on other people's conversations, do you not?
I wasn't listening in, I was passing by.
There's a difference.
Exactly.
That wasn't a statement, it was a question.
So, what were you saying?
What? Oh, Alex is disapproving of my choice of coffee.
Coffee? I thought that was an ice cream sundae.
See? You look like an idiot.
Oh, did you hear about the Tramshed Theatre?
No.
They pulled it down
What?
last weekend. Gone like that. Poof. That's 2 theatres and 2 cinemas in as many weeks.
Ironic, really.
How so?
We are to be the city of culture next year.
By then, this will be a wasteland.
I can't keep up with the changes. In the morning, you go to the baker's. By the time it's go home again, it's been bulldozed out of existence.
Bakers are the weather gauges of cultural cleansing.
Huh? What do you mean?
Artisan bread.
Is that an answer?
Is that an answer?
It's how it begins. Artisan bread. Then sourdough. And before you know it, pastiche donato. It's the downfall of true culture.
A man is getting a job working on the building of the new Museum of the Common Man. And the foreman is giving a talk to the site workers beforehand. He says, before you work here, I have some rules. We have a toilet on site. Don't piss just anywhere. The men all nod. The foreman also said he did not approve of swearing. So if I hear the C word, you will be fired straight away. The man turns to a colleague and says, the C word? What does he mean? The man next to him leans over and says, culture.
The wrecking ball is the metronome of our time.
A quote.
Well, probably.
Well, is it or isn't it?
I can't remember. Well, don't look at me like that. I walk into rooms and I have no idea why I am there. I just stand and wait till whatever I was looking for seeps into my mind. The other day, I spent nearly the whole morning looking for a library book. Do you know where I found it?
In the fridge.
How did you know that?
You told us yesterday. Which again is also ironic,
Why?
because yesterday they demolished the library.
What? So now what do I do with the book?
Put it in the freezer. It'll keep till they build a new one.
For the city of culture.
Say what you like about their taste in buildings, but they do keep a clean city. You don't see graffiti anymore. It used to be everywhere.
Do you know why there is no more graffiti?
There are no more walls to paint on.
There are no more graffiti artists. You know the new buildings on the old public bath?
Oh my god, that palace of shit! The one that looks like a Disney theme park reject. Oh, a temple to the bad taste of oligarchs with more money than sense. Sorry, but they keep knocking things down and building pastiches of the things they have knocked down. It's doing my head in.
Anyway, it was tagged over and over again. You remember?
Tagged.
Oh, keep up. It's what they call their signatures. Damir.
Go on.
So, the police took the taggers for rides, each one taken 10 miles outside the city on winter nights, left to walk back in jeans and t-shirt, one of them wearing no shoes. -20. They froze to death. They still had paint on their fingertips. The police said they had probably gone out to tag road signs. In -20 with no shoes. Even for you, Borko.
What? No. I was not laughing at that. This. Ah, yes. As part of the Year of Culture, there will be, yes, graffiti art workshops sponsored by the Bloc to be held at the National Police Headquarters.
Lambs to the slaughter.
I mean, who would go? You'd be tagging your way into jail, yeah?
Or worse, one of them was 14. They are removing the walls he painted on, and now his work is in a trendy galleries down by the river.
In death, we either gain obscurity or notoriety.
Which will yours be?
But I've already had notoriety. I'm waiting for obscurity.
Yeah, I think you've waited too long. Even obscurity has passed you by.
Do you think Emile will put the heating on at some point? I'm freezing too. Well, I'm quite cold.
You'll live. Think yourself lucky in this new age of wealth and prosperity. There are more snowdrops than ever.
Oh, the snowdrops are out earlier this year.
Global warming.
Well, for me, warming can't come quick enough. Fuck the penguins and the polar bears. I'm freezing to death most nights. Did you hear about Schwetz?
No.
Hung himself in police custody.
It happens.
But he had his hands handcuffed behind his back.
It happens.
How can that be? Huh?
I'm always amazed at the accidents that happen in police custody. People become contortionists overnight.
It's true.
Yes. No, it's not my problem. Then what do I pay you for? If I wanted to wipe my own ass, I've had longer arms. Tell him to reconsider his attitude. His roof isn't strong enough yet for even these childish threats. Call me back. Emil! Yes? Emil, you are a stubborn man. You know, Everyone else in this street has already signed, but not you. You are a man who likes to keep his cards close to his chest. I like that. Here. My final offer. Don't go telling your neighbors. It's the best I will give you, but they will be furious. But then again, they signed too soon. They were idiots for that. As I said, I admire a man who doesn't blink. But don't play me for a fool, Emil. This is my last offer. After that... So, is the coffee here any good? What does it matter? If it's not, I'll just shoot you. I'm kidding. Emil, double espresso.
Bet she's wondering if he's going to take all day to read that.
I bet she did. He's a very careful man, Fleming.
Is he going to take all day?
Yes, as I said, he's
He's a very careful man.
Yes. I told you. In cash. I don't care. In cash. That's not my problem. Yes, I know. He's an asshole. And so are you. Yeah, he's not a problem. No, I said he's not a problem. Move on it. Okay. Your wife is an ugly bitch. You should trade her in for a new model. Okay. Yes.
Excuse me. Would you mind taking your cars outside?
Yeah, hold on. Hold on, I said. What did you just say to me, old man?
I asked, could you take your calls outside?
No, hold on a minute. No, I said tell him to wait. Do you know who I am, old man?
Of course.
Of course, and yet you talk to me like this.
I merely asked if you would take your calls outside.
Do you have cancer?
What?
Are you terminally ill? Deranged? A fucking lunatic? No, not you. I was talking to somebody here. No, nobody. No, I said nobody. You were saying. Yeah, 250,000, that's the offer. Then tell him. So what are you? One of these I fought in the war types, show me some respect, or one of these you have no idea who I used to be types?
I'm one of these I would like to drink my coffee in peace types.
Passengers on a plane are in mid-flight. Suddenly, pilot comes on the intercom, informs the passengers about the flight. We are at 10,000 meters height, and the speed is 700 meters per hour. The temperature is... Ah! Silence. After a few seconds, the pilot comes back on the intercom. I'm sorry. The stewardess, she spilled coffee into my pants. You should see the front of my pants. One of the passengers shouts out, no, you should see the back of my pants.
For you, old man. Yes.
Do you know who she is?
No, tell me.
I know.
Well, act like it.
Meaning?
Meaning, think before you speak. You wanting to have your coffee in silence is one thing, but would you kick a bear in hibernation just to see if she is asleep?
I merely asked her to take her calls outside. What harm is there in
Don't
that?
play the fool, Alex. Status is everything. You don't ask a woman like that to take her calls elsewhere.
He's right. It's all theatre. The posture, the status. It's straight out of Stanislavski.
What are you talking about? She is the epitome of Brechtian theatre, Stanislavski.
Well, maybe I meant Brechtian. I'm not sure. Who wrote Arturo Ui?
Brecht!
Ah! Then him. Yes, him. If you think about it, no, it's an exact parable. Oh, mobsters gaining control, killing off opponents with ruthless zeal, gaining political power. All we need is Emir to get in on the act and...
Come here.
Unbelievable. What did I say? I said we should replace him. He's become a liability.
Well, we didn't. We decided that this was the best situation. Is more important. This isn't real life, Borko. This is what it is. Give the man a break.
Did I do something wrong? I can't remember.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
But I did, didn't I? I gave the ending away, didn't I? I gave away the ending of the play.
Sort of, but don't worry about it, Alex. He's right. They would have worked it out in the end. Personally, I think mentioning Brecht, that was a mistake.
No, don't let me stop you. What were you talking about?
Arturo Ui?
Never heard of him, should I?
Oh, you should. I think you should learn a great deal, though you probably see it as an instruction manual and not a warning.
A warning?
Though I don't think you'd understand any warning I could give you.
Don't sneer at me, old man. I know your type. The moral intellectual. So high above the shit he can't even smell his own turds.
I took a shit outside last night. With any luck, I won't smell it till the spring.
Why would you do such a thing?
The builders cut through the sewage pipes. Apparently they can build temples to man on a breakneck speed, but it takes 6 months to fix the sewer, unless, of course... Yeah, no shit, then no shit.
Where do you live?
Prospect?
You know Emil well?
Well, as well as anyone, I guess.
Which isn't saying much.
No.
I am a woman in a hurry. Have a word with your friend. You'll be shitting in porcelain by the end of the day.
For God's sake, Borko!
I was just taking my cup back, nothing more. And now she knows my name. Thank you for that.
Do you really think she would stick to her word?
Old man, be careful.
I'm thinking of my ass, okay? It was minus 25 degrees last night.
You're not thinking of your ass, you're drinking through it.
Oh, you think too much.
Too much? How can a man think too much?
Oh, you know. The 5 precepts of the intelligentsia.
The what?
Oh, the 5 precepts of the intelligentsia. I thought everyone knew then.
Tell me. No, seriously. Tell me.
The 5 precepts of the intelligentsia are: number 1, don't think. Number 2, if you think, then don't speak. Number 3, if you think and speak, then don't write. Number 4, if you think, speak and write, then don't sign. Number 5, if you think, speak, write and sign, then don't be surprised.
Porco. The Joker. Again. Your joke.
It's not really a joke. It's more
I
of...
said Tell your joke again.
The 5 precepts of the intelligentsia are: number 1, don't think. Number 2, if you think, then don't speak. Number 3, if you think and speak, then don't write. Number 4, if you think, speak, write, then don't sign. And number 5, if you think, speak, write, and sign, then don't be surprised.
Better, yes?
Well,
Try another. Go on.
a diver is working at the bottom of the sea. Suddenly gets a call from the ship above. Quickly, come up! Why? Because the ship is sinking. I think I preferred the silence.
Of course you do. It's what you're used to. Not me. With him, yes, but not with me, if you must. But not with me.
I recognize you.
No, you don't. I just have one of those faces. People are always saying, hey, it's you! And it isn't.
I am good with faces. I need to be. No, I know you. Younger, perhaps, than now.
A new oligarch is in a restaurant. The waiter brings him the second course. The new Russian looks at him and asks, "Hey man, do I know you?" "No, I don't think so." "Have you been to Hawaii this summer?" "No, sir." "Do you work at the tax police office?" "No." The new Russian thinks for a while. And then he exclaims, "I remember you! You served me my soup!"
What does that mean? That's not even funny.
Oh, his jokes seldom are. He is like one of Shakespeare's clowns. You have to have them in the script, but nobody gets the jokes anymore.
What?
You, on the other hand, have your own clowns, your grave diggers.
What is he saying?
I think he is comparing you to Hamlet.
A very modern Hamlet, an autistic Hamlet, do you not think?
Not to mention a female Hamlet.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I should think less. It would be better for my health and my well-being.
Borko, you should tell her about the 5 precepts of the Soviet intelligentsia.
He just has.
No.
Yes.
Ah. I must have been out of the room. What did I go out for?
Your book.
Yes, of course. Some days, you know, it's like Civ. Who are you?
What is your name?
None of your concern.
Everything is my concern. So tell me, what is your name?
Don't tell her, Stefan.
What's wrong with you, Borko? You're going senile. Hey, this is Alex. Alex.
Alex. Alexander. Alexander Zima.
No, not me.
The poet.
No.
Not a poet, unless you find poetry and propaganda.
And it's not Zima. At least I don't think it is.
I never forget a face. It pays not to. You changed your name, possibly.
As I said, not me. You have the wrong man.
A man is lost.
How? I don't understand. Even I don't have a copy of that.
Of course not. They are extremely rare. As far as I know, there is only one complete copy. I hope so. I paid enough for it. More than this place will cost me.
What are you saying? This isn't right. Alex? Alex?
I will bring it with me next time. When your friend here has signed the contract, you can sign the pamphlet for me. It will double its price.
You are a poet? Since when?
Published as well.
It was a long time ago.
But you never said.
It
All
was-
these years.
It was a long time ago.
But even so.
Please!
Do you still write? You and I, we could make good money.
You'd buy his poetry?
What are you, his agent? No, I'd commission him.
Commission.
There are men in power. Oligarchs, politicians, city officials, they have money, power. What they don't have is cultural respect.
You can't buy cultural respect.
You can buy anything, or at least you can assimilate anything. I have 2 dissident writers who already work for me, providing short stories. I buy them and sell them on to men who want respectability. The sign is their own, and in some senses they are. They pay enough for them. So what do you say, Alexander? I could do with a poet under my belt. You and I, we go into business.
Not my words. Not my words. My God. I thought I had burnt and destroyed. I bought every copy I could find.
You burnt them? My God.
Shh, not my words. At the police headquarters, I had just been interviewed. I went back to the holding cell, knowing I had betrayed that young man I had sat and drank with, knowing that his interrogation would be far worse than mine, that he would be taken away. He greeted me like a long-lost friend, hugged me, thrust it. He pressed upon me a collection of poems, a bundle of papers stuffed in his pocket, thrust into mine. I tried to persuade him, but he said, "It's okay. They've interviewed you. You are in clear. You just said so yourself. But if they find this place, take them for me. I'll be back in a bit. Please." They took him away, and I never saw or heard of him again. I meant to burn them, to tear them up and throw them in the river instead. I read them over and over again, till I knew them by heart. They haunted me. They haunt me still. But you published them. Why would you do that? And in your name... No! I never did that! I thought I would atone, make amends for my betrayal, publish the poems anonymously, and at the same time... And at the same time, for vanity's sake, I had a small collection of my own poems published. The stupid printer fucked up, or fucked me up, I'll never know which. My first name and his surname swapped on his poems, his first name and my surname on my poems. I added insult to injury. And of course, people loved them, his poems, not mine. They ignored them, and I did nothing to quell the rumors that these were my poems. People thought that I was being restrained, that I was unwilling to bathe in the light of my genius. Everyone thought that I was Alexander Zuma.
Oh my God, you artistic types are a fucking car crash.
I have just offered you more money than you can make in a month to write poetry for bloated egos paying bloated fees, and you tell me you didn't even write the fucking poems that would have been your entry count. You really do not know how to sell yourself.
Two men meet. How are you? Great! I bought an elephant. The kids are excited. The wife adores the elephant. It waters the flowers. It lifts the beams into the roof. It cleans the well. Wow! Could you sell it to me? No. It's already like a family member. Please. Well, okay. In a month or two, the men meet again. So, how is the elephant? Disaster. All the flowers are trampled down, the roof is broken, crap in the well, the house is in shit, and the wife and kids are afraid to go outside. Well, with such an attitude, you will never sell that elephant.
I'm warning you, Borko.
You read the poems then?
Read them? Nobody reads anything anymore.
They are under lock and key. They are an investment.
And with your story, maybe worth even more.
Did you hear about the shooting down by the park last week? 6 dead.
And do you know over what?
Who had the rights to a particular Oles Birdnick story?
Do you think any of them had read the fucking thing? No. No, of course not.
They wanted to own it.
Jesus, you could have given me a fucking shopping list as long as you made it rhyme.
Yep.
Still can't believe you did not say anything about your poems at the least. I mean, you are a published writer. You should be proud of that. Anyone who creates should be proud. It is a noble thing.
Don't you understand? I took this man's life as sure as I had put a gun to his head. And then pissed on his grave. I'm not proud of anything that I have done.
He takes his time.
What, he's in no hurry. He's been here a long time, before you were born. Why should he sell up so easily, to you or anyone?
Because change is happening one way or another. Change is inevitable.
Old age is inevitable. Poor circulation is inevitable. Erectile dysfunction is inevitable. Everything else is a movable feast. The only thing that truly changes is one's perspective.
You should try those little blue pills. Extraordinary, believe me. Whoop. Like a 20-year-old.
Do you feel the need to share every bodily function of yours, Burko?
Oh, sweet mystery of life, where art thou?
Another quote?
Almost certainly. Possibly.
So, I know who you two are, and who are you?
Oh, I'm nobody. Yeah, if not nobody, the personification of nobody. I am every man.
Can you just answer the question?
Who are you?
You know who I am. Everybody knows who I am.
I know what mask you wear, but that doesn't mean I know who you are. You are all chameleons now, ever changing to fit who you think you should be. You wear a suit like someone who has lived in poverty whilst looking at catalogues.
Watch it, old man. I'm tolerating you because I want this deal. But I don't want it so much that I'll put up with you sneering at me.
I take it you are a bohemian, some sort of artist.
Oh, why do you think that?
Because you look like you enjoy your poverty too much.
Like you wear it as a badge of honor. That somehow success is an anathema to you.
Like money would tarnish your artistic soul.
You look like you have no idea what to value.
2 new oligarchs are shopping. Look, says one, I bought a tie for $3,000. You idiot, says the other one. I just saw the same tie for $5,000 around the corner.
You, shut your mouth.
I was young. I was avant-garde. I was an enfant terrible of the art scene. Provocative, dangerous. The piece was called Piss Blood, an ice sculpture of the Kremlin, 4 by 4 by 4, crystal clear, made from bottled mineral water from Russia. In preparation, I had been eating nothing but beetroots for a week. To an invited audience in an abandoned warehouse, a cello played whilst I entered, stripped naked, and climbed a set of ladders towering over the sculpture, whence I began to piss. A red stream of urine jetting onto the detailed domes and spires, crenellations of the Kremlin slowly melting and dissolving under my constant stream. I couldn't do it now, of course. It would be a sad dribble of piss, and the red would be my own blood. Somebody must have informed on us. Either they were angry at my political satire, or they were affronted by my nudity. Either way, we had to disperse. My friends had blankets and clothes at the ready. We ran from the building. My young cellist was too slow, packing away his beautiful instrument with his usual care. He used to call it his child. They bundled him into a van, but not before they ran over his child in front of his eyes. They broke his fingers. An accident, they said. He had caught his hand in a door. Somehow both of his hands had been in the door. He was beautiful. My lover for nearly 20 years. I can't remember his name anymore. I can still remember his smell, his touch, his eyes. But his name, did I tell you? I found a library book in the fridge the other day. Strange place to keep a book, don't you think? Maybe it's trying to tell me something. I'll take it back tomorrow. Maybe. I had an affair, I think. Why would I do that, do you think?
His name was Yaroslav.
Yes. Yaroslav means glory of the sun.
know that.
What's Jewish Alzheimer's disease? It's when you forget everything but the guilt.
Porco, really?
And Todia, isn't it? Slavic, manly warrior. I think it also means entertainer. Well, that makes sense, I suppose. Everything is PR nowadays.
Everything is PR. You may be an idiot, but you are right.
He is not an
Everything
idiot.
is PR. A degenerate, then. It weakens the brain in the end, you know.
What does?
Homosexuality. But he has a point. Everything is PR. And PR is everything. Emil, come over here. No coffee, Emil, just you. Come over here. Come. Emil, have you ever thought of going into politics? Well,
You cannot be serious.
I never jest.
But you have not taken in Emil's image.
Of course. There are only two real icons of the 20th century, Marilyn Monroe and Hitler. It's what the people need, a strong image. Well, the world is changing too fast. It unsettles people. And an unsettled people are dangerous. Like cattle, they start to stampede.
And what about the history of Emil's look?
Nobody cares about history. They just want to be reminded of the past.
The past is history.
The past is the past, and history is history. Don't confuse the two.
He doesn't even speak. I mean, surely a politician, he needs words.
The people are tired of words. Words mean nothing. Words can be twisted. They can lie. They can be stolen and rewritten. No. Emil is the opposition leader this country needs. Silent, yet strong.
Let us just say for a moment that Emil, oh my God, what am I saying? That Emil is the opposition this country needs, and God knows stranger things have happened. But who is going to pay for his campaign? Are you? You think campaigns grow on trees?
I am.
Oh.
Well, this country needs a strong opposition. Otherwise, Western governments will not do business with us.
You mean they won't be sending money for reconstruction projects which you can siphon off?
As I said, business.
What? Besides, I thought we had an opposition party, the Democratic Alliance.
Yes, but an opposition must have an opposition. Otherwise, it is not credible. In fact, the more opposition parties, the better.
For who?
The ruling elite.
You don't last long at the top if you're busy fighting the pack. You need to be able to focus on the bigger picture. Arguments are for short lives.
A journalist is interviewing a very old man. You don't smoke, do you? Well, I smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day. And maybe you don't drink alcohol. Well, I drink a bottle of vodka every day. How come you live for so long? Well, I never argue with anyone about anything. But that's impossible. I totally agree with you.
You! Shut up! No more jokes. I order you to stop telling jokes, I swear. And you! No more canned laughter, do you understand?
You are one of the elite. Or at least you have their ear for now. So, what now are you going to throw your weight behind? A moustache and a haircut? No offense, I mean.
As I said, we need an opposition. And an opposition to the opposition. And an opposition to of them, so the oppositions can fight one another. Bicker and squabble, point fingers and fight like dogs.
Don't understand why. So that they can come in and claim to be the steady hand. Whilst it appears that you have debate, it's just a TV reality show with the characters picked so that you have extremes, infighting, and chaos.
You learn fast, Alex. Maybe there is a chance for you yet.
It's no wonder this country turns out so many chess players. You have to think 12 moves ahead just to buy a loaf of bread.
Bakers are the weather gauge of political change.
Cultural change.
Well, good point.
I'm serious, Alex. Emil will need a good team behind him. Strategists, thinkers, not clowns and faded buffoons.
What did she say? Who's a buffoon? Who are you calling a buffoon?
She's talking in metaphor. She's not talking about you.
So?
Thank you. I don't think so.
Emil, you see this? Your contract. Now, I give you the money, yes, all of it, but you can keep your cafe, your home. Now, you are the man who stood up to the oligarchs. Yours will be the only building left standing on this block, a symbol of your balls, Emil. They will lap it up. You will be unstoppable.
Until you decide when you want to stop him, of course.
Of course, but till then, and if he does what he is told, it will be a gravy train for you. So, what do you say, Emil?
The new chief of police writes a note for his predecessor. There are 2 envelopes in the upper drawer. When you're in trouble first time, open the first envelope. And when you're in big trouble for the second time, open the second envelope. In a couple of years, he got into trouble. Opened the first envelope he got from his predecessor and read, "Shift the blame onto me." He did so. Got out of trouble. Next couple of years, he got into bigger trouble and opened the second envelope. It said, "Prepare 2 envelopes."
Enough. Do you hear me? You want to see how funny I can make your life, Porco, huh? Go on. Make another joke. I promise you I will take everything you own.
Good luck with that. I don't have anything. Do you know why oligarchs have 3 bodyguards, huh?
Go on.
They are always chosen in such a way that one of them knows how to read, the other one knows how to write, and the third one, naturally, he has to keep an eye over the 2 intellectuals.
You know why I am respected? Because people fear me. Do you know why I am a success? Because people fear me. Do you know why my enemies never know how to beat me? Because they don't know what I will do next. I am unpredictable. Will she pull the trigger? Won't she? Will she? Won't she? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch an old man by the toe. If he tells just one more joke. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Ooms. Bo. Wo. Ta. Ooh. Po. Give. Qui. E. Ooh. Dil. Ri. Bi. Bo. Dil. Ri. Bi. Bo. Fums. Bo. Dil. Bi. Bo. Fums. Bo. Wo. Bi. Bo. Fums. Bo. Wo. Za. Bo. Fums. Bo. Ta. Ze. Bo.
Enough. Now sit down and shut up You and the degenerate can stay out of this.
You think you can talk to us like this, huh? How long do you think this will last? Look out there. Your buildings are falling apart as quickly as you build them. Your empire has no substance, like painting gloss paint onto a papier-mâché statue. They will not stand for it. We will not stand for it.
Besides, you can't do this.
Why not?
Because the audience have to decide.
The audience decide. Are you mad?
We gave them the democratic vote at the end of the first half. You can't just take that away from them.
And I died.
I wouldn't say you died exactly. I mean, your performance was a bit weak. But
Emily, she was talking about her character, not her performance, not her acting.
Stop laughing.
Oh, who are you talking to now, eh? Who are you, the character or the actor?
Both of us! Now stop laughing. You think if I give you a vote, anything will change? No, it won't. You will vote the way I want you to vote, even if you don't vote. The media is controlled by me. The opposition? Me. The anti-government riot? That was me. The pro-government fight back? Me. The anti-government art exhibition? Me. The outraged church exhibition response is me. Go ahead. Vote. Vote yourselves blue in the face. It won't matter. Win or lose, I will win. Because if I lose, it is because I want to do so. Gambling my queen for a later checkmate. If I win, I will purge the opposition until I need a new opposition. Then I will make the opposition. If not, then I will buy the votes. Here. Take it. Go drink. Your votes will still be cast. What can you do? How are you going to stop me? I own the media. I own the PR companies. I own you and a piece of your betrayal.
Marco. Damir.
Not my circus. Not my monkeys.
Ladies and gentlemen of the state and foreign press, I am pleased to introduce to you with a landslide victory your new president, Emil! Traitors! Arrest this audience! Guards! Arrest these men! I hereby call a state of national emergency!